TORP here. This is going to be a heavy hitting night. Get ready for it. I got 2 of these. Well, this is kind of awkward. Kind of looks like my ball sack. You do the math. So, this whole thing has been driving me crazy. So I'm going to start off with about the first minute explaining something, and then I'm going to get into the meat and potatoes that apparently have maggots all over them. So let me go there. When you get flagged on a video, you literally private all your videos because you don't know who's doing what. And I say some of the crassest shit because it's the realest shit. It's the down to business, in your face, go fuck yourself, I don't give a fuck, the facts are coming. It's saying it like it is and real talk, but it's Today on Real People TORP. That's the fucking difference. I've always been the mix of everything that happens. Always. And you can always tell because, like, when something weird happens, I'm always behind it. And there's a reason for that. Because people didn't see it coming. Because the truth doesn't exist in the fucking gig community. The part of it that does exist is very low-key and very hush-hush. I've been talking about the Brash Dasher now for about a month. I mentioned him in my videos. He commented on one of them. Brash Dasher was doing a fantastic job. He still is doing a great job. The problem that I have is I found him in a lounge with Pedro and Flex. The 2 worst influences you could possibly have in the gig community. Haters beware. I'm going to fuck all of you up on this one. Pedro went from day one teaching new dashers how to dash and all the tips and tricks that were awesome. I was one of those fucking people. But then he went to the other side of it where most of us can't relate, which is have a backup plan. And then have a backup plan for your backup plan. And then have a backup plan for that backup plan. And that's all he talks about. While he's sitting on mounds of cash through Google AdSense. And as he stated himself, multiple different business endeavors. Well, wait a fucking second. What the fuck does his private business endeavors, which 3/4 of them he doesn't even talk about except for maybe the vending machines a little bit. What the fuck, if anything, does that have to do with you? What the fuck does his fucking views have anything to do with you making money? That's why I got aggravated with Pedro, because Pedro keeps on talking like real talk with Roy. He keeps on talking about how smart he is, how fantastically, wildly happy and satisfied he is with his financial situation, his life situation, his new home. All those things have become his new topic. But yet he still gets kudos from people like Flex and Hannibal is Hungry and all these others that are getting big money off of YouTube, not DoorDash, but YouTube. Why they're telling you to keep watching, subscribe, like, and share, while they're sitting back collecting all that money that had nothing to do with YouTube. Now, it had to do with DoorDash. But yet they're telling you, well, except for Kiss Me More Plans, she's actually saying that Top Dasher is the bomb.com all the time. Proving it with screenshots that have nothing to do with you or us. Pedro has nothing to do with us. Even if you became the smartest gig worker of all time, you would still never duplicate what Pedro is doing. Now, would you? Why do you give a fuck what Pedro is doing? Why he is successful? You say Torp, don't be a hater, man. You should respect the guy for doing a good thing. He made good money. He figured he got his niche. I never said I didn't respect that. What I said is, why are you saying he's one of the best gig economy content creators when he's not even in the gig economy, except for the videos? Because he is doing nothing to support the gig economy, except for tell you to get the fuck out of it, or what you need to do on the side, or have a backup plan. Well, you bet on you. How about this, Pedro? Why don't you bet on you as a dasher and support the people that built you up to your claim to fame? The people that got you to where you are. Because you wouldn't have the house, you wouldn't have the vending machines, you wouldn't have none of that stuff. Or the YouTube Google AdSense account if it wasn't for dashing. That little bitch. I hate it when people fucking lie and glorify the truth and expect the rest of the bottom feeders to just follow along. They don't give a fuck about you, by the way. Bottom feeders. I'm a bottom feeder. They don't give a fuck about us. Can't you see it when you watch the video? When people like Flex run the lounge, and they have people like Real Talk with Roy come on the lounge. I watched last night's in pieces. I do the fucking timestamps. I love the timestamps. It saves you all the time in the world. I don't have to spend 6 hours to watch this guy say the same fucking thing night after night after night after night after night. And he's got these people just eating his ass. They lick it clean. He doesn't need to, he's going to say, I'll bet Flex is wondering where all these people were when the pandemic hit, when we couldn't find toilet paper. All his Flex needed was his audience. They had licked his ass clean. It made me so mad to watch all these would-be smart people follow Flex to the point to where they just didn't give a fuck about anything else. It's like, does anybody have an opinion that disagrees with this fear-mongering, smooth-talking, would-be Casanova of the gig community with 2 left feet, a fucking stick straight up his ass because I called him Mr. Cool? Well, you know why I called him Mr. Cool? Because that's the first guy I saw when I watched his videos. He landed me, he fucking bent me over, and he almost got me pregnant. But I have fucking Google birth control. I'm not letting Flex, of all people, run my fucking idea at all. That's why I got so mad at him, people. That's why I was aggravated with him. That's why I got aggravated with some of the people that were in the lounge. Always cherry pick. I mean, I lost my mind just remembering I gave him a minute of my time. Bobby. I actually like Bobby. I do. I like it. I actually like Bobby. It kind of fucks me up a little bit, but I do like him, and nobody can take that from me. My only problem with Bobby is he seems like he's always setting Flex straight in the lounge and saying it like it actually is. And I'm so torn on that relationship because what Roy has done to it. I was a believer in Bobby until Roy came along, because Roy goes in the lounge and for the first 10 minutes of his bitch session, he speaks about how fucked up, things are in the lounge and how fucked up things are with Flex. And then you take that timestamp up about 10, 15 minutes. There's Roy. I mean, you can almost visualize it. Roy stroking Flex's back like a cat. You know how you sometimes take the cat's tail and just gently rub it if they know you really well? And just kind of graze it. Almost like the stem of a hook. You know what I'm saying? Like this. I can't wait till that one gets played back on YouTube the wrong way, Flex. So, the relationships in the lounge bother me to no end. That's just a fact. I don't give a fuck how well somebody else is doing. I do not let it affect my opinion of them. My opinion rules in my world because it's not theirs. It's not theirs. If they say something smart, which is going to be hard for me to believe, but if they say something smart, if they say something I agree with, I'm all about it. But when they start blowing smoke up people's ass, and you see it right away in the lounge, it's more like watching The Housewives or Bachelorette or The Bachelor or something. The whole thing is smoke and mirrors. The whole thing is an oasis. But we all like that. It's kind of called drama. But the reason I say kind is because my interpretation of drama is pointing out the facts in a flamboyant way, giving my opinion about the facts in a flamboyant way to where it's heard, not misunderstood, and it attracts all different walks of life of attention. Otherwise, why do it? Because I like feedback too. As long as you're not going to be a stupid person, fine. You know, call me out, I'm down. But if you're going to be stupid, I mean, you know, seriously, I graduated when I was like 28 years old. I got my high school education about 28, so I was in school way too long. But I'm not stupid. But when I watch The Lounge, I kind of feel stupid. Because I fell for it. Back then. Now I just call it out. And I think that Flex got tired of me calling it out. That's why he removed all my videos that he made on me. All the mocked up videos, all the edited videos, all the I'm making fun of you. Can you see it? Are you aware that I'm making fun of you, Torp? Na 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 na, you're a little dickhead. We're gonna fuck you up. We are the best. I have my buddies, and we all are absolutely hating the fact that you came here because you're pointing out our weaknesses. So we're gonna fuck you up with edited videos, little cartoons of penises and spaghetti strings of fat people's butts and pee-pee and poo-poo and fat people dancing on the side of a TV and a bunch of monkeys jacking each other off. That was your answer to me counting every single day that went by. There were a lot of them. Calling out Flex for being the douchebag that he is. It's not my fault that I have eyes. It's not my fault that my brain sort of works. Which is more than I can say for Real Talk with Roy and Flex. Bobby, you're hanging on by a thread, brother, but you still got my respect. Now, the boys around here that actually get it. Reese, the Rev, and the people that comment on my channel, which I am proud to say that I'd rather have 2 people on my channel commenting that were correct and actually had a clue than have 50 people on my channel sucking my fucking internet dick because they just want to hear drama. What the fuck kind of audience are you fucking trying to get, Flex? The one that pays money? Or the one that pays attention? Because if they pay attention, you ain't getting paid. Oh man, a prosthetic brain this guy has. But that's alright. You keep telling yourself, Mr. Flex, that every time that you get on the lounge with Pedro or Kimmy or whoever the fuck it is that, or, god damn, you even go to Real Roy. Contradiction in terms. I don't believe I've ever done that before. But Real Talk with Roy, oh, you want to be seen. You and your 15-hour-a-day dash, your 12-hour-a-day W-2, and your 8-hour-a-night lounge. How in the fuck did I miss the fact that Flex was a magician? Somehow or another, he found about 60 hours in one day. And his little clappers on his comments. Good job, Flex, you're the man. Clap, you motherfuckers, clap, clap, clap. one of those guys isn't clapping back there. He's got to be a TORP supporter. You know what I think we should do? We should get Lisa Shirley to make a mocked up thing and send out a bad video. That's what we should do. Oh, wait, shut up. Pop-Puff in. Pop-Puff, give time. This is behind the scenes at the lounge. Wait a minute. I'm going to have another. All right, I'm going to make up a new word. Yet another. All that smoke you just saw was the last 6 months rolled up. What are we going to do with ourselves if we keep on going down this path? I just found out that Dino himself, I just saw the video, Dino himself, saying it like it is, literally, is now saying that he is pissed off at the lounge for real, which I did see part of that in a lounge that was made either last night or the night before. Don't quote me. Everybody's numbering their videos and lives now, so my ADD and the fact that I can't count over apparently $6.25 led me to believe that that was wrong. So I am a little worried that Dino is now saying that he is done with the lounge, which means he should be on there tonight. In rare form, bitching or moaning, I don't know which. And to be honest with you, I bet you was going to say I didn't care which, but no. It's that I don't understand which. I'm not sure if Dino is actually going solo and trying to be somebody, trying to be the brainiac that he actually is. But let's think about that. If he was the brainiac that he actually is, what he's doing now makes sense because he's getting more views now. He's getting ready to pop 600 views a video in the last I Hate Flex Lounge series. So I'm like, well, fuck yeah. That should tell you something. Doesn't mean you need to believe anything. But it should tell you something. Like you can finally hear. What you do is up to you, Dino. Obviously you know that. You don't need my permission, but you get the respect point. But you can hear. That's good. Because I don't think you could hear before. You heard one side and kind of put out the other side for the dramatic effect. Hey, I get that. Do you know anybody else that does that, Dino? I don't. No. Wasn't me. It wasn't me. So I respect what you're doing if you're actually doing it, Dino. I respect what you're doing. I'm not saying that you're a hater of the lounge. I'm not saying that you're... I hate Flex. I'm bigger than Flex. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if you're seeing something and you're speaking on it, as you said in your own comment that was public, I asked you about the lounge. Why did you leave? That's why I left. I left it. I'm surprised. That's what I said. I said, I left it. Why did you leave? You know what his answer was? Repetitive. Now, if he deletes it, or if you guys can't find it, that's on you, but it exists. And I know this about Dino, he's not a liar. I know he's confused sometimes. Pickup time, Dino. Really? You were wrong. You just admitted to yourself in your last video to a lot of people. iPhone shows it different than Android. Just saying. Just saying it. Like it is. I don't have it. You didn't have it. But since Flex said he had it, made you wrong. That's why I don't like the fucking lounge. Because they do that kind of shit. They will never admit when they're wrong, but they sure love it when you admit that you're wrong in their eyes. Just because Flex and one other person in the lounge says, yeah, we agree. Dino, you all but apologized. You did say you were wrong. I tried to remind you, that was my third time tonight. You were not wrong. Actually, they weren't wrong. That's where the community needs to change. And it's going to take a guy like me with a fucking really pointy dick to prick everybody. You got to wake the fuck up. You're not going to find answers here. You're not going to find the logical way, the financial best path to dashing here on YouTube. You will find channels that you can sincerely see in your heart that are trying to help, and they show you how to use the app. They show you where the mileage is. They show you where the rating screen is. They give you a little heads up on customer service, things of that nature, the 101s of dashing. Once you've learned that and then you learn your market on your own, you know more than anybody else on YouTube does about your market. And whether you fail or succeed, and I got my finger right there to wake you motherfuckers up when I'm talking to you. See, I've been asking you guys to shut your mouths when you're talking to me, but since that didn't work, you're going to shut your fucking ears when you're listening to me. I love contradictions in terms. It wakes the mind up. You got to wrap your brain around insanity to understand what realism is. Insanity is just a way to get to reality. We all get there in a different way. But for anybody to believe that anything that they say is relevant in one way, shape, or form at all to anybody else dashing in any other state or any other country, even in their own town, there's nothing to do with what they're doing. And it never will. That's not the way the algorithm is designed. It's designed to each individual to what's available in their market based on what's available to every other individual that's in the same market doing the same thing at the same time. That's why Pedro pisses me off. Show you how to buy a house, show you how to get a vending machine. He'll even show you how to make friends with Flex. Not one single thing about that situation appeals to me, nor would it make my life any better. Would it make yours better? I thought the whole point of being here was that we're going to dash, learn how to do it, share good advice, figure out some problems, and when there was a glitch, we'd share that too to see if it was affecting anybody else. That's why I'm here, because we don't have that. And until we do, I'm pointing out every Tom, Dick, and Flex that's in this community. I don't give a fuck if they get millions of views of video. I won't stop, and the people that know what I'm talking about won't either, so I'll always have them. And then when the cork pops, and these big ones stop being relevant, and it's happened to millions of YouTubers, small ones will come up, and if we're not careful, we'll end up just like Flex and Pedro. We'll end up just like, you watch and see what I say happens in the future. Watch. We are responsible for the content that we make. Which means we are responsible for the ideas, the message, and the opinions that we share to others. And if any of it sticks and it's terrible, harmful, hurtful, or just plain brainwashing tactics, you're going to mess with somebody's mind, and it's not fair. Just to get paid. That's why I bitch about getting paid so much. You can't believe what these guys are saying when they're getting paid, when they got drama on their side, because all they need is your view, and they can make you believe anything they want because they're a big channel. Got news for you. CBS is one of the biggest networks there is on the planet, and I couldn't give a I'm not paying 1 cent for electricity to watch CBS. But I will watch anybody that tries to make sense, or that is trying to learn the system, or that is suffering to learn the system. Because not only was I there, but I think I'm always going to be there, no matter how well DoorDash treats me. no matter how much money I make on any given day, I know that the other foot could drop at any given time to where the app could change, the ratings can change, the way they do things can change, the base pay could go to $0. It's per work, it's like piecework. So if the customer doesn't tip, you'll actually be asked to drive an offer for $0. And if you don't do it, it goes against your acceptance rates, top dashers. And I don't even think I'm being extreme. I think I wouldn't put it past them. I don't think they could survive doing that, but I'm not really sure, because everybody said they couldn't survive paying dashers $2.25 base. Certain markets, that's one of mine. But yet here we are. Still talking about DoorDash, so that means they're still here. Everybody, oh, they lose the money. They lose the money. They lose the money. They lose the money. Well, they're still here. They're still here. So everybody, they've been losing money for years. Yeah, but they're still here. As soon as they're not here, maybe some of your all's videos will make sense. Get out now. Have a backup plan. It's too fucked up to be here. People that actually have millions of dollars are putting money into DoorDash still. They know something we don't know. And then you got people on DoorDash that have already made a lot of money off of their viewers, telling them how good it is now, how bad it is, and that they should do vending machines and open up a private business. Most dashers are broke, you idiot. They don't have the fucking money to open a business. You know how much a fucking vending machine costs on a bad day if it needs a new fucking compressor? It's like $750 fucking dollars if it's broke. These people are trying to make rent, Pedro. They're trying to find out who's cool and who's not. Flex. You put those two motherfuckers together, you got the perfect storm for a completely fucked up mind. A mind that only thinks about money and greed and being scared to death that they're not going to do it right because the information isn't coming anymore. That's why I got mad about Brad Dasher. I couldn't believe he was on there with Pedro. He was actually higher up than Flex was, though. That made me happy. And he also showed a screenshot of his Apple phone showing the item count, because apparently Apple does and Android does not, which would have been nice to have been explained to us not too long ago when all this shit came up about pick up by, which Flex still made Dino not apologize, but say he was wrong for. I'm still at shock about that, because Dino still says he was wrong, and I don't get it, because he wasn't. On an Android, Dino was right. On an Apple, Flex was right. It's called a push, guys. All right, guys. I know it's politically incorrect now to call somebody a man, but I just did. So I guess that's another flag from Google, because I called somebody a man. Let's not forget, at the end of the day, that's what we are. We men are men, and the women in this community are women. I'm old school. I believe that. And nobody's going to change my mind. I also believe that what Flex does in his market and Pedro does in his market, whatever decisions those two's make in their personal life, have absolutely nothing to fucking do with you. Never will. Let it sink in 30 minutes. That's how fucking long it takes to talk to some people. But at least this time it was fun. And I got the vent. Absolutely 100% the way I wanted to. And that's exactly how I dash, and it works for me. Put those two together. You feel me? Torp out.